of a living laboratory. One of its kind on the continent is found in Laikipia County. Mpala Research Centre, a hub for experimental and manipulative research, has been in operation for the last 25 years. It has helped shape careers of a number of scientists, both locally and internationally. Our very own Sharon Baranga was at this particular centre and filed this report.
Hundreds of kilometers from the capital city, Nairobi, in a remote area of Laikipia County, is Mpala Research Centre. The little-known facility in the eyes of a majority of Kenyans is a landmark when it comes to experimental and manipulative research that allows scientists and students interact with the environment, exploring basic science in an effort to find ways to address real-world problems. From this, the institution earned the name a living laboratory, one of its kind in Africa.
Mpala is unique because it gives people the chance to learn in the field, hands-on, practical, wildlife, livestock, communities, landscapes. It's a very different way of learning. It's learning by engaging in activity, observing, collecting data, getting your hands dirty, going out. It's hot, it's difficult, but it's also really fun and exciting. So Mpala is a space where students can come and they can explore, they can try new ideas, they can ask questions, and they can actually grow and develop their idea, but also grow and develop themselves. Learn what it's like to work with different cultures, different communities, different landscapes.
But it is still in the progress of being developed. It's not yet complete. So these
students and scientists from local universities, as well as those from foreign countries, often spend time at Mpala researching on ways to improve conservation of natural human-occupied ecosystem through basic research, education, outreach, and creating new scientific knowledge and developing science-based solutions to guide conservation actions for the benefit of nature and human welfare.
Our students come from a wide range of places. They come from many different Kenyan universities. We have students from Karatina University, from Pwani University, from the University of Nairobi, from Moi University. We also have students who come here as interns. So students who come and intern in many different areas, in technology, in technician of research support, in IT, as well as in the labs and the field. And then we have students who come from international organizations. We have students from universities abroad. We have students that come on field courses. And the most important group we have are the students who come to do long-term research. They are contributing basic, original knowledge through the work that they do.
The challenge with engaging young people in research, particularly students, has always been issues of funding. Of course, research draws significant funds, and usually the limitation of engagement is in terms of the research funds that are available for students to do innovative research. But I'm saying this because I'm involved with quite a number of students here at Mpala that are working with me to address various issues. And of course, we run dry of funds, but luckily we have organizations like Mpala that are able to supplement that and be part of supporting young researchers to form their careers and also provide solutions to the landscape. NRF, National Research Fund, they are funding a lot of Kenyans to conduct research, particularly at the level of masters and PhDs, and that has been very helpful. So we would hope to see more and more of those coming up and supporting Kenyans to get involved in research, so that we don't have to rely on external sources of funds which can also be complicated to get.
And what sets apart Mpala Research Centre?
Mpala is unique in the continent in that it brings together students and scientists from many different institutions and provides them with a safe and welcoming and supportive environment to go into the field. It's unique because we're based in the field. Our campus is actually, our lab is actually a remote area, And here we don't have electricity, we rely on solar power. We don't have water, we rely on rainwater. And we have all the support structure in place for scientists and students to come and do the work in the field. It's also unique because it's bringing together people from so many different backgrounds and skills. You have professors who've worked for 50 or 60 years on one species. You have a student who this is their first time going into the field, and they're able to interact and to learn from each other. So that's the other unique thing. The uniqueness is the opportunity of different people coming together to work together to solve problems, to ask questions.
In the 25 years that Mpala Research Centre has existed, a number of achievements have been recorded at the institution, one of them being eradication of rabies in the vast Laikipia County.
Hundreds of papers have been published out of this research centre, but the most important thing that we're most proud of is our Kenyan and African scientists who have come here as young scientists, as students, and have gone on to build careers in conservation, in science, in media, in many different fields. We have alumni who are impacting how livestock are managed, impacting the field of health, impacting the field of technology because of that life-changing experience that they had here at Mpala. And our alumni are not just here in Kenya or in Africa, they're all over the world. So we have had people working in leading universities, in international organizations, in government, all from their humble beginnings here at Mpala. And what they do is they carry that lesson of how interconnected we all are, how livestock and wildlife can coexist, how people are part of nature. We're part of the solution, we're part of the ecosystem.
The research centre can accommodate up to 200 researchers at a given time from more than 30 countries. Currently, the facility has 20 researchers from 10 different countries. John Kahumbu is a student at the University of Nairobi studying microbiology and biotech. He has been working together with Charles Miano, a student from University of Embu who specializes in biochemist. The two students are research assistants at Mpala.
This is the Turkana Health and Genomics Project Lab, where we're running an experiment trying to determine the changes in the cardiometabolic health of people from the Turkana region who've moved from more rural areas to more urban areas in Kenya. The reason for this is because there has been noted there's an increase in the cases of diabetes, heart issues, and other such cardiometabolic health issues in people who've moved from urban to rural to urban areas. And other studies have been performed on this, but never on an isolated population such as the Turkana. So far, they have, of course, found that there has been an increase in diabetes in these populations, and now they're also trying to look at changes in the immunity of these populations across Kenya. So in the field, they usually collect blood samples, hair samples. They are now also collecting spit samples, which they bring back to this lab, where we do DNA extractions in this side of the lab, and then we move to the other side where we do PCR, which is the amplification of the DNA that we found, and then we sequence it in the sequencer that we have there to try to look at the genes and sequences of these populations and look at what changes occur between people who are in the rural areas to people who are in the urban areas to try to find out exactly what is causing these changes in their cardiometabolic health.
There are many brilliant Kenyan scientists, and what they need is support. Kenyan scientists are brilliant at what they do, but resources are what is limiting. So through partnerships, we can access more resources. But the partnership itself is a resource, because if someone has worked on something for many years, that experience and wisdom that they bring to the partnership is really, really important. And that's something that we need to capitalize on. There's no society in the world that has developed without science. And right now, as we face the threat of climate change, of many other problems, we need that science to guide us, to provide solutions and guidance towards better resilience and sustainability for us to survive as Kenyans. We need science, and we need to empower Kenyan scientists.
Apart from supporting research, Mpala Research Centre also helps needy learners from neighboring communities access education. One of the beneficiaries of this program is Fardosa Hassan, who was born and bred in Lekiji village of Laikipia North.
I went to school, to Lekiji Primary School. I later on went to high school, and after high school I got an opportunity to go to college and was supported by Mpala Research Centre, an organization that I'm currently working in. So I work at Mpala in the logistics and operations department. So my work entails the day-to-day operations of the organization, and I'm also like a kind of a link between Mpala and the neighboring community. I started working in Mpala in 2017, but I've known Mpala for so many years because I come from this neighboring community. My job gives me an opportunity to work very closely with people from my community, and I'm also able to give back to them. I'm representing them at Mpala. When the opportunities, I'm able to link them. And Mpala has so many outreach programs, one of them being education, so they support people from Lekiji village to go to high school. We have someone who's got a scholarship to go to university, and they also employ so many people from Lekiji. Some years back, people didn't value education that much in Lekiji village. I can say that most of my female classmates got married when they were still young. Some dropped out of school, but I was lucky and I got this opportunity. I was exposed. I got to interact with so many people outside to see the opportunity, and that's why I decided to come back to this village and start a program that empowers women and girls in the village. So the program is called the Kids Women Initiative. So we empower women through beadwork. We have some projects that have supported us with beehives. And we're going to also start small-scale farming in future, where we can get produce that we can sell in the community rather than have people go to town to buy vegetables, so it can be like a source of income for them. And we also educate them on their rights, because there are also so many cases of gender-based violence, because many of them were married when they were still young. There's several harmful cultural practices like FGM that we're trying to end through this initiative, and also early marriages. We're also mentoring young girls to reduce the cases of school dropouts and teenage pregnancy. We also have a program where we distribute sanitary towels to women and girls in Lekiji village.
Mpala's focus and Mpala's sustainability is based on its community. We are very privileged to be here in Laikipia North, embedded within a community, a diverse community, a traditional community, and a really engaged community. 90% of our employees are from the local communities. And we're very, very proud of the fact that we were able to sustain our operations throughout 2020 and 2021 because of our strong relationship with our communities and our strong relationship with our partners. And the key thing that enabled us to do this is because we have brilliant Kenyan capacity. If we had not invested in that capacity, most of our research would have shut down. But we were able to continue and grow our research programs because we had invested in Kenyan capacity. So while universities across the world were shutting down their research, Mpala was able to continue all its research. Not a single project was closed on Mpala. All of our staff was sustained, and we've even grown our research footprint during this time. We can only do this because we've invested in people. And the people, the communities around us are supportive and engaged in what we do.
Mpala Research Centre partners with Kenya Wildlife Service, the National Museums of Kenya locally, and from the United States of America, it partners with the Smithsonian Institution and the Princeton University. Sharon Baranga, TV47 in the county of Laikipia.